It's the Spotter Stand Live, starring BSR Pockets, BSR Hot Rod, BSR Momo, BSR Joba, BSR Scar, BSR SR5, Eddie D, featuring BSR Wings, Bubba J, Vince Conway, BSR Rugrat, Gear, Big Vito, Palmion, Randy Sewing, musical guest, BSR Mayhem, and your host, BSR Texan. Ladies and gentlemen, BSR Texan.
I mean, I didn't make a long run, but by the little short run I took, I think it's going to get hairy.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Spotter Stand. Fashionably late as usual. I see Gear Jammer getting a little bit tired of this lateness. Palmian out there trying to start a riot. SS Joba in here interrupting the intro. It's going to be a great show tonight.
You asked for it.
So we got Hot Rod with us tonight. SS Joba, Eddie D, Palmian, Gear Jammer, and Rugrat was in here. I'm guessing she'll probably be back more than likely. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing good, but I don't think Rugrat's going to be back. She's having technical issues with her phone.
Oh, no.
I'm surviving.
I'm hanging in there.
I'm stuffing my face like always.
Well, we had another great week of racing. Did a little dirt racing on Wednesday night, Talladega Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. We kicked off race number 1 of season 41 of the Saturday night team series. It was the 401st official race of the team series. So great week of racing. We got all the news for you. Let you know how everybody did, what happened last week, and what's going to be coming up this week here at BSR. Let's get right into it and kick it off with Wednesday night in the Dirt Series. We're now 5 races in to the Dirt Series, and we've got ourselves a brand new winner. BSR Gear Jammer taking a victory in the dirt. Stole one away from the Foot Doctor this week. BSR Hot Rod has been dominating this Dirt Series so far this season. Gear with a great run and a great job, man. Congratulations on the win, Gear.
Hell of a win, Gear.
Yeah, I got lucky. I think internet bit Larry in the butt a little bit and let me get that win.
Yeah, I side worked a little bit, caught the fence, and yeah. But you were there. We were running together the whole race, so don't sell yourself short.
Looks like I did get the pole, but that would only be because Hot Rod, once again with a bonus point in the heat race, was not able to qualify. Of course, he wouldn't have been able to qualify anyway because he won last week's race. Who was our other bonus point grabber in that heat race? Was it Gear?
Eddie D.
Eddie D.
Eddie D, yes.
So Hot Rod and Eddie D with a bonus point. Gear Jammer with the victory. Let's take a look at the results from Wednesday night's dirt race at Talladega.
Yes, we got Gear with a great win. Texan second, Eddie third, Hot Rod fourth, and Rugrat rounds out the top 5.
Rugrat, not here tonight. I see her chiming in on the chat out there on YouTube. Great job on the top 5 finish Wednesday night at Talladega.
Absolutely. And one good thing about those results, they're a little deceiving. For some reason, at the end of the race, it added a lap down from third place on. So
Yeah, yes, it did. Eddie D went. He went by the start finish line right behind me, so I know everybody finished that race.
Yeah, it
It
was a
just
much closer race than what this depicts.
Yeah, that was definitely a fun race.
so where are we headed this week on Wednesday night? Do we have another
Wednesday
dirt
is
race?
in truck at Dover. All 3 nights are at Dover this week.
All three series, Truck, Cup, and Xfinity, going to be racing Dover. So the dirt will be off for, I believe, just 1 week, and then we'll be back into the dirt the following week. Before we go over to the standings, let's kick it back over here to the schedule. Next dirt race is May 6th. So, yes, the dirt is just off for 1 week. This Wednesday night, we'll be racing Dover in the trucks, and then we'll be right back to the dirt May 6th at Weed Sport. So let's see how we did. I believe I gained 1 point. Go over here and check the standings. BSR Hot Rod's still in the lead, and yes, I did gain 1 point. Now only down by 7 points in second place. Gear Jammer, third place, down by 13. Eddie D in fourth, down by 17. And Bubba J rounding out the top five, down by 22. And Rugrat not too far off of Bubba J, sitting right there in sixth place, down by 28 points, only 6 points off the top five right now. All right, then, let's go check out Thursday night Cup Series. The Great Interrupter, SS Joba, took the victory at Talladega on Thursday night. Looks like Momo took the pole Thursday night, and SS Joba did take the victory. So we are now 10 races into this Cup Series. Can you believe it? It seems like we just started the 2020 season not too long ago, and it's already been 10 races, 10 weeks in, just 3 races left to go in this series. Dover coming up this week on Thursday night. We still have Martinsville and Charlotte 2011 going to fill out the season for segment 1 before we head into the second segment of this race. Let's go take a look here at our results from Thursday night's race at Talladega.
Yes, Joba with the win. Mayhem second. Momo's third. Pockets fourth. Bubba J rounds out the top five.
On SS, not only did he take the win, but led the most laps. 40 laps led out of what? I believe that was a 78 lap race, somewhere in that range.
I think I was the lucky one one of the lucky ones that got good pit stops every time. That's where that came from.
He
Pit
cheated.
failures.
Yeah, I believe it was. I want to say it was you and
Mayhem, I think, right?
Yeah, Mayhem. Mayhem actually, I believe, close to the end. If I recall, I was a lap down, and I was up there running with Mayhem. After one of the last pit stops there, and you were several seconds back. I remember telling Mayhem that I didn't need him to get any more bonus points in this Cup Series. He won the championship last season, and I lost by 1 point. So 1 bonus point victory for him could have made all the difference at the end of the season this year. So I was contemplating coming back there to get you, but then I saw you had a few cars that were with you, and y'all were catching up to some other lap cars, and you managed.
That money you paid me was just enough motivation to make me go up there and take care of business for you.
Yeah, and I managed to just barely sweep around there at the end and get back on the lead lap. But yeah, you did draft back up to Mayhem and were able to get by with some help from some other lap cars and take that victory. So that was a great race. If you look down here, 0 cautions on Thursday night. We ran at Talladega. We ran that whole race caution free. What is that? 3, 4 green flag pit stops. Great job by everybody, and congrats on the win and the bonus point there, SS.
Yeah, when he came out of the pits in front of me, That was the only thing I screwed up on my pits all night long was I took 4 tires of that pit stop. And it gave him a 4 or 5 second lead coming out of that pits on that run. I didn't know if I was going to catch him, but luckily I had a couple of friends behind me helping out.
Yeah,
I believe it was Momo and Pockets. Or no. Was it Momo and Pockets?
Momo and
Pockets were pushing me.
was it
yes.
Pockets or Palmian?
I think it was Pockets. Yeah, it was. I was like, come on, guys, I need you to push me a little faster. And they were trying to save fuel, both of them.
It's funny how those races, when they go green like that, how pit stops and, they definitely pit stops play a big role, but just how many cars you have in your pack as well. You can get behind, get ahead, catch back up just like you did in that particular race, 5 seconds back and able to draft back up because there's only 2 of us up there running versus 3 or 4 of you guys back there running. Is able to draft you back up. We'll get into a little bit more of that. We had a kind of a strange.
I was going to say, wait till you talk about
Yeah,
Saturday night. It
Saturday
was
night.
really cool
Yeah.
what it pulled off Saturday night.
Yeah, that was. Let's go take a look here at our points currently in the Cup Series. I still hold the lead, 23 points over Hot Rod in second place. Mayhem in third place, down by 25. Palmian up in fourth place, down by 53. And Eddie D rounding out the top 5, down by 87. You got Gear Jammer just about, 11 points back, 96 points back off the lead there in sixth place. Larry, did Mayhem miss a race in this Cup Series?
I believe so.
He missed a race, and he's in third place, down by 25 points. That means he would probably have close to a 10-point lead if he hadn't missed that one race, more than likely.
Probably.
Speculations.
30-something points is let's go back over here to the schedule and go just look at the standings from this last one. So last place got 33 points. So yeah, even if he had finished last in the one race and led a lap, even if he didn't lead any laps, he got minimum points around 10th, 11th place, 32 points. Yeah, he would have about at least a 7-point lead, anywhere from a 7 to a 12-point lead. Had he not missed that race, he's won some races this season in the Cup Series.
But here's the thing: the race he missed is the race that he isn't good at. He missed the Daytona race, and he isn't all that great at the speedway races. So he may not have actually. He'd be there, but not necessarily maybe in the lead.
Well, with just 3 races to go, I would say he has got some bonus points secured for the segment. And to be honest, I'm hoping that you manage to stay ahead of him in second place because, well, no. Segment points is 2, 1 for the rest.
1, and 1.
That's
yeah.
right. Okay. So,
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't think we're catching you. I'm working on it, but I don't think we're catching you.
Well, I don't know. We're coming up on one of my Achilles heels here. That Dover is not my best track. I think we were talking about that earlier. I know I did pretty well in the CTS. So, come truck, Wednesday night, Friday night, I might do okay. But Thursday night in the Cup Series, I've always been a little bit slacking in that particular series. So you got a chance to make up some points, especially if you got a setup like what you were talking about earlier. I know you said you had a great qualify setup. You ran your fastest lap ever in qualify, but how's the race setup for Thursday night?
What did my race set look like, Joba? You were in there.
I didn't get to run many laps with you there.
Yeah.
I took off behind you, and that's the last I seen of you.
I was running 22.9s by myself.
I thought didn't you say you were on a Q run when I was behind you there?
Yeah, but that lap that you had seen, that 22.9,
right?
That's a race lap.
Yeah, that was the 156.5 to my 156.2 I had during that practice sessions. Yeah, you're moving.
My Q set was a 22.712, which is my fastest lap ever at Dover. And pole speed in the chase was a 22.8, something or other that Momo had run.
So the pole for qualify was 22.8. You're running 22.9s with your race set.
Yeah, with my race set, that's correct.
Yeah, I'd say you got a pretty good set.
Yep.
We'll see how the long run goes.
I got it's pretty good on the long run too, because I was in there. I've been in there since about lunchtime this afternoon, and just turning laps and tweaking on my set. Told you I'm gunning for bear.
Let's go over and take a look at Friday night's Xfinity Series. Just 2 races left to go in this series Friday night, and it looks like it was myself that took the pole on Friday night at Talladega. And the one person who happens to not be with us here tonight, he's probably napping right now, BSR Pockets pulls off the victory at Talladega, gets himself a bonus point in the Xfinity Series. And bonus points are shaping up to be pretty close here in a few of these series. We'll get to those here after we go over Saturday night, but they're pretty close in the Cup and the Xfinity right now. We'll get to take a look at those here in a minute. So just 2 races left in segment 1 in this Xfinity Series. Dover this coming Friday night, and then on the 22nd we are going to have Charlotte. Looks like we'll probably have an off week on Friday night, and then don't we have the All-Star race? Is that just before the actual Charlotte Point race, Larry?
That is correct.
So we'll have Dover this week, off on Friday night next week. And
No. It's Dover this week, and then hang on, let me bring the calendar up and I'll let you know.
The schedule, it says May 1st and May 22nd. So May 9th would be, or 8th would be the next race.
And the 15th of May is the All-Star race.
Right.
So
we'll have a week off
1
after
week
Dover.
off. That's right. Yep.
And then we'll have the All-Star race, which will be a bonus point race for all 3 series. The All-Star race will be a 3-2-1-1-1 for the top 5. Let's go take a look at the results here from Friday night's Xfinity Series race at Talladega.
Hang on one second, Killa. Looks like everybody's going to be off that week, except for. Oh no, we'll be Dirt and Cup. Okay, all right. Just trying to figure out what was going on there.
Man,
all right, we're running Xfinity. Pockets got the win. Pockets got the win. Momo got second. Joe got third. Mayhem got fourth, and Bubba J rounds out top 5. I was glad to see Momo didn't win, though. I'd have been quite upset if you guys let Momo win.
Why is that?
Because he wrecked me out at what, lap 10?
Oh, forgot about that.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Momo was still talking about that at the end of the race, how you were
Talk about that the day after the
he was
race.
talking about it on Saturday night too.
Karma's a bitch still on Saturday. See how it bit him?
Yeah, but talking about Friday's race, look at 4th through 7th finishing times. We were all within 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, only 2 cautions on Friday night as well, and Momo blew up early in that race. So that was caution number 1, and wasn't caution number 2 also for a blown motor?
Yeah, Rugrat.
Yeah.
With 10 to go. We're right around there.
Yeah, so only 2 cautions, both of them blown motors. We did not have the big one at Talladega either on Thursday or Friday night. What I'm looking at here is this little graph in the middle. Look at that blue line for BSR Pockets. Started dead last on the field and finished first.
I think it's straight.
I mean, that's an accomplishment right there. You know, I mean, it can be done at Talladega, especially if you get through in and out of the pits good. But yeah, that's pretty good. Started dead last and finished first. And if you look at who's the green line right there, is that? Oh, that's me. Texan started first and finished next to last, 17 laps down. I didn't finish that race either. I had some trouble. Uh, Ended up rolling over on my roof. Car was damaged and off pace, and rather than risk blowing up, bringing out a caution, I just pulled over and watched the rest of that race from the stands. So, yeah, we've almost got a giant X drawn across that board there, with Pockets going last to first and me going first to dang near last.
Pockets also won that race out of fuel.
That's right. That was another interesting race right there, because you were what? 1 lap short, 2 laps short?
Yep, and I had to stop.
Had to stop for a splash, and Pockets
Now,
hung.
on Friday?
Yeah,
Friday,
on
yeah.
Friday, yeah.
Yeah,
Pockets,
Rugrats motor balloon was not the second caution. The second caution was that wreck when I got sideways into you, Tex, and your car went short.
That's right.
There's
That's-
only 2 cautions.
Yeah.
There was no caution near
Rugrat
the
didn't
end of
bring
that.
out a caution when she blew up?
No,
No.
the pit road.
yeah,
the second caution was when Mayhem got squirrely, touched the apron, and I lifted, and Texan lifted him. But by the time Texan lifted, everybody behind him hit him.
yeah,
Yeah,
Eddie,
I think Eddie
D.
caught me. I caught the wall and bounced down, turned in front of Texan, and then all mayhem broke loose.
Yep. That's what brought that second caution.
So I guess
out.
you can kind of say it was the big one, but it wasn't really the big one.
It was a semi big one. It was the big one for me, that's for sure, because I did roll over. My car was a little bit shorter than it usually is, I believe, is what the way Palmion put it. A little bit low profile.
Did Momo also run? He didn't stop either, right?
No, he did stop.
No,
Momo
he
had
did
to
stop.
Yes, he was in the same boat that you
Time
were.
on me.
He had to stop as well. Yeah, and Pockets just hung back that whole last run. It was like 20 laps, something like that, and he hung back that whole run and
Led 2 laps.
yeah, only 2. It was
last
those.
2.
It was those last 2 laps. Yeah, he actually fell off of you guys' draft. He was saving so much. He fell off of the draft and ended up running that last lap at 150, 160 miles an hour, trying to make sure that he was going to make it around. And he was sputtering coming off of turn 4, literally ran out of fuel as he crossed the line to take the win. So,
Yeah.
Great job there with the strategy and being able to save that fuel.
If he would have been here, I would have harassed him because he was asking Rugrat for fuel advice. Because he has Rugrat on a whisper, and he was whispering to Trisha to find out where I was so I could help him with fuel.
Well, let's go take a look here at our standings with just 2 races left to go in segment 1. I've got the lead in this series as well, 22 points over Hot Rod, also in second place on Friday night as well as Thursday night, and Gear Jammer in third place, down by 27. Eddie D in fourth, down by 34, and Palmian rounding out the top 5, down by 39. That's Palmian. It looks like you have got a 12-point lead over Bubba J with just 2 races to go. All you've got to do is, show up and maintain, finish decent. Don't let him gain, 6 points per race on you, and you got a bonus point coming out of segment 1.
I think I'll be okay at Charlotte. It's Dover that worries me.
Yes, yep.
This week I'm going to drop back real far, so
Dover's going to be
Why, not gonna be
everybody's
there?
Achilles heel. It usually is.
Not gonna be there, Gear?
no, I'm going to be there. I'll probably make 2 laps and then crash myself out.
Well, according to Hot Rod, I pretty much ran away from the field in this Friday night Dover race last season. So
User entered your
my
channel.
setup is in the file browser.
Speaking of
Speak-
pockets, look who's
Hey,
joined
look who
us.
the hell showed
Are,
up.
are y'all to Friday night yet?
Yeah,
We're past Friday
Yeah,
night.
We're
You're
past
late.
Friday. You late.
Y'all just passed Friday night?
we're just
No,
looking
we're
at the
on Friday
standings
right
for
now.
Friday
We're
night. Yeah,
wrapping it up.
we just finished
Really?
talking about your epic fuel run there.
Well, figured I'd come let y'all hear it from the man himself. If y'all had any questions or anything, I forgot.
Yeah, how did you manage to save all that extra fuel? How long is that fuel line? That's what we want to know.
I actually managed to save that fuel through the encouragement of a fellow driver who gave me the confidence that I needed to pull that off. And that would be you yourself there, Texan, when you said,
You
"Now,
can
Parker,
do
I
it.
think you can do it."
You can do it.
and you
Hey,
believed him.
Well, he the thing about it is that Killer don't mess around. He knows. He looks at that kind of thing, and when he said that, I thought, hey, I made my decision when he said that. I'll put it to you that way. I committed to it, and man, I tell you what, I've won a couple like that, but I don't know that I've ever won one that was that close. And I mean, I ran out what 100 or 75 yards from the start, or 50 yards from the start finish line. I was out. I that whole
Clutched the
down on
cross.
the back stretch, I was really slowing down to pull that off. So that was a little bit of luck, but I was happy to be able to pull that one off. I needed that one. What'd
Rugrat
that do
said she
to the
was way
points?
good on fuel if she wouldn't have blew up. She had 2 laps.
She
She
was. I
blew.
think she was.
Yep.
Yes. I think she was because I was watching. I was watching the other cars to see, and I think she was one of the only ones that was going to be able to.
Yeah, she
Because
just
she
typed
said
in
she
in the
didn't know
chat
if
out
she could
there.
have got you, but if she could have got to you, she would have had more fuel than you. She probably would have beat you.
Yeah, what did I tell
She
you,
didn't have to
Pockets?
save. She was good on fuel.
All you had to do was save enough to make sure you could coast across the line, because if those guys had to pit, it didn't matter how slow really you had to go. They're not going to make up that much time in just a couple of laps. There's no way they're going to make it. So long as you saved enough to make sure you could coast across the line, you were going to have it.
Well, I did get away with it, so
Yeah, you did.
Well, after Saturday night here, we're going to get over to the bonus points. You know, that win with that bonus point definitely helped you out, moved you up really close. Like I was saying earlier, Thursday and Friday night bonus points are very close right now, with just a few races left to go till the halfway point in the regular season. So speaking of Saturday night, let's go on and move over here and take a look at the Saturday night Team Series Season 41. Whoops, clicking on the wrong button. Meant to hit the schedule there. Race number 1 of Season 41. Race number 401. The 401st Saturday night Team Series race.
Yes, and this was a wild, crazy finish.
Yeah, this was a great race right here. Looks like I took the pole and took the victory for my brand new team, Yingling, as we've been calling it, the Yingling brothers. That was a hell of a race. Bubba J had the first caution. He stayed out to lead a lap, and we ended up going 1 to go. So he did not have an opportunity to go back into the pits to get fuel. And he only had about 8 or 9 laps of fuel left. And I happened to have 80 tape on my setup. I have no idea how it had 80 tape. And the previous week, I must have, in that fun run, we had the meet and greet race. I must have bumped up to 80 tape at the end of that race and somehow saved that before I left the server. And I had 80 tape when I started that race. I had no idea. I looked down after that first pit stop, and my water temperature light was on. I'm like, what the hell? So I looked over, and sure enough, it had 80 tape on it. So I had to pit early just to make sure I didn't blow up and take that tape off of there. And Bubba J had to pit a lap or two after I did. Him and I both ended up on a totally different fuel.
Sequence.
Yeah, totally different pit sequence than the rest of the field. But somehow we managed to come out with the lead pack every time. We would pit, get our fuel, tires, come back out, be with the lead draft. And then same thing, leaders about 10, 12 laps later would pit, come back out, and then we'd be back on the lead lap again. And then we'd have to pit, be a lap down. Leaders would pit, we'd be back on the lead lap. And I was looking at that at about, I don't know, 30, 40 something laps to go. And I was thinking, man, if these guys in the lead pack, if any of them can save enough fuel to not have to pit for a splash, then they've definitely got us beat. But I knew that if you guys had to pit, even if it was just for a splash, if you guys had to pit, then we had a chance to at least be on the lead lap, maybe fighting for a win at the end of that race on those last couple of laps. And as it turned out, I believe it was you and Pockets that were basically left there in that lead draft, wondering whether you were going to be able to make it. You guys both had to end up stopping.
And the worst part is the two previous pit cycle runs, I had saved enough fuel I could have done it. That last one, I came out by myself with no draft, and there's no way you can save that fuel with nobody to draft with.
Yeah, it was the next to the last pit that I think both of you guys ended up with a little trouble. And Bubba J and I ended up about, I don't know, 10 or so seconds ahead of you guys. And at that point, I knew, if you guys got a pit for a splash, even if we
after you guys pitted, we had you by 25 seconds, but we still had to
I'm
pit
gonna hit
again.
this crate up top.
Right, that's what I was saying.
As soon as we hit pit road, we're screwed.
Yeah, you were screwed because we had to pit for a can and a half, and you guys only had to pit for a splash. So our pit stall or stop was definitely longer than yours, but there's just still wasn't enough time for you guys to get it back up there to us. So, yeah, I've never seen it work out like that where we're pretty much
interesting.
Dude, are they running from us?
I figured it out earlier. That race, I figured that out.
Yeah, that was a hell of a race.
If this thing goes green, they're going to beat us because they're going to be on their pit cycle.
And poor Joba had a downfall too, where he lost connection with TeamSpeak, so he had no communication with his teammates.
Yes. Yeah, I was trying to call you back to me when you guys went by me, but I was off TeamSpeak for some reason. It failed, locked up.
Yeah, I was worried most of that race that there was going to end up being a caution somewhere in that pit cycle where Bubba J and I were a lap down behind you guys, because I was pushing him for most of those runs, which mean if that caution had come out when we were a lap down, he would have been a lucky dog and I would have still been a lap down. I would have had to either try a wave around or hope for another lucky dog. But
well, there was no cautions at all, right? That race went green, right?
I believe so.
Other than that first caution, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's the one
right.
Momo expired an engine early in that race, I believe.
Yep, that brought the only caution of the race out.
Let's go take a look at our results here. So it looks like the 201 BSR Texan finished in first for the Yingling team, bringing home 47 points. The 343 of Bubba J finished in second place, brought home 43 points for Aftershock. And it was the 38 BSR Pockets finished in, is that right, 12th place?
No, he started
fourth place. He
started in 12th.
Started 12th, finished in fourth. Yes, brought home 41 points. I owe some help I owe some thanks to Gear Jammer, my teammate. Gear had some bad luck in that race, but as we always say with strategy in these team series, you can be laps down and still help your team get a win, and that's exactly what Gear did. He was a ways ahead of Bubba J and I, and he ended up slowing down, waiting, letting us catch up to him, and that way it wasn't just me against Bubba J. I had a teammate back there to help push me around Bubba J, and that's the only way I got that win, because otherwise I don't think I would have been able to pass Bubba J, either inside or outside. Bubba J, great super speedway racer, and once Gear Jammer got back there and I had some extra draft, Gear will be, even though he was 4 laps down, he definitely pushed me to that win. I couldn't have done it without him.
Yeah, I was trying to get Bubba J to get a slingshot off me around you just to hold you back. So I was gunning for my lap back. We tried.
I tried to push pockets past SS right there at the end, just didn't get to him fast.
Ooh, I wish you would have got there. I had just a quarter of a lap sooner. Boy, just a little bit sooner.
When you went by me, Pax, I was like, hey, that's not happening.
When I hear him coming into the trial with SS, he's getting 4 car legs on you like instantly.
I seen Randy up there, and I thought, man, it's gonna be close.
Was it kind of
But-
Randy?
From your channel.
Randy,
Hey.
bring me by him. I couldn't even tell Randy to bring me by him. He just did it automatically.
Looks like we lost Gear Jammer. Hey, Hot Rod, you looking at the chat out here? It looks like Yingling is misspelled here in the standings. Vito pointed that out. It's supposed to have a U in there.
Oh yeah, it does. Yep, I'll fix that.
And Aftershock's misspelled too.
It is not.
It sure is.
Yes.
After
Doc.
shave,
It's called After Doc.
Yeah, well.
After Doc.
Hey, you
But
don't like it, you can gladly do the points, and I'll quit.
at least-
Ain't no big deal. I'm just saying.
At least the
I'm just saying.
D is right next to the S, so we could understand, that misspelling. You notice he didn't misspell mafia.
Larry. We don't need
What?
anybody else to do the points.
Hey, if they want to nitpick, they can do it. No
Hey,
We
big
don't
deal.
need anybody else to do the points.
Hey.
We just need somebody else to do the spelling. That's it.
I misspelled some names in the bonus points too, and they rightly pointed it out. Hey, he's got to be able to take a little constructive criticism here and there.
Nope. Don't go that way.
Nope.
Hey, Vito, I appreciate you asking for the thumbs up out there too, man. All you guys give us a thumbs up if you would. We'd sure appreciate it. So we're gonna move over and take a look at the bonus points here. After race number 1, Yingling with a 4-point lead over second place Aftershock and a 6-point lead over third place Mafia. 9 races to go. Teams are extremely well balanced, I believe, this season, and this is going to be a really, really close season of racing, I think.
I think you're correct about that. It is going to be close. It's going to be a fight to the finish, tooth and nail.
Before I go over to the bonus points, let's go back here to the schedule, see what we've got for truck races. We know we have Daytona coming up next week, but it looks like our first truck race
Dover.
will be the following week at Talladega. And it looks like we're trucks 2 weeks in a row, Talladega and Daytona. Then we'll be back in the Cup for a couple of weeks, and then another 2 weeks in a row of trucks, Talladega and Daytona once again. So you can see where your truck races are coming up, and that gives us another week to get the new team trucks painted.
Yeah, boy.
So let's go over and take a look at the bonus points here. We're going to start out with the truck series, even though the trucks did not run this last week. No changes in these bonus points. I've still got a pretty good lead here in the truck series, currently with 8 bonus points. The next closest, it looks like, are 3. We've got several drivers out there with 3 bonus points. Mayhem, Pockets, Momo, Scar all have 3 bonus points. They're all sitting 5 points off the lead right now. And looks like SS Joba and Eddie D both in there with 2 bonus points, and Bubba J with 1 bonus point in the truck series right now. This truck season, no segments in it except for one, just one long segment before we get to the 10-race chase. So we're only, 5 races into the Truck Series now, so we've still got about 6, 7 races left to go in this segment. Some bonus points to hand out. Don't forget that All-Star race is going to be coming up next month, just a few weeks from now. So you see that All-Star box sitting empty down there. 3 points for the winner of the All-Star race, 2 points for second place, and 3 points for the rest of the top 5. So lots of bonus points still left to hand out. I'm sure there'll be some guys catching up to myself there with the 8 in that Truck Series. But let's go over, take a look at these other series, because these are pretty close. SS Joba with the win on Thursday night. Or no, this is Friday night. I'm sorry. This is the Xfinity Series. Pockets with the win on Friday night. It says only one win in that race winner's box, but if you notice, Daytona top 5. Pockets also got a victory in the first race of the season at Daytona. That one was worth 3 bonus points, not just 1. So Pockets moves up almost to tie for first place. Looks like I still have the lead here in the Friday night Xfinity Series with 7, but Pocket's only 1 bonus point behind with 6 bonus points. And the next closest there are going to be 3 with Mayhem, SS Joba, and Bubba J, all having 3 bonus points. And then you've got Eddie D and Gear Jammer, both got 2 bonus points. Momo and Hot Rod both got 1 bonus point. So that victory definitely helped you out on Friday night, Pockets. You moved up just 1 point off the lead in the chase bonus points right now.
Hey, I'll take that. I sure will. That's what you need. No, like I said, that little old luck we had with that fuel mileage, that'll help. So, and congratulations to everybody else this week that did a good job.
Yeah, and SS with the win on Thursday night has made it a 3-way tie for the lead in the Cup Series. SS also just showing 1 bonus point over there in the race winners box, but he has won 2 races because SS also won the season opener on Thursday night. That one was worth 3 bonus points for SS Joba. So SS moves up to 6 to tie with Mayhem and Pockets. So that's a 3-way tie in the Cup Series bonus points right now. And I'm not too far off those guys with 5 bonus points. Hot Rod has got 3 bonus points in there. And you got Momo and Bubba J have got 2, and Palmian in there with 1 bonus point.
What bonus points in there?
Yeah.
Hey, Texan,
Yes, sir.
go back to the team point standings.
Uh-oh. Let's go take a look. Looky there. Youngling and Aftershock. Larry don't need no criticism. He says, hey, how you like that? Yingling. How do you pronounce that? Yingling? Is that right?
It is Yingling, but I think it has a
Yingling?
U in it.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is pronounced Yingling, and it is owned by 2 brothers too. So it is Yingling brothers.
It is the Yingling brothers.
Yes. I know you were all making fun of that on Saturday, but I kept trying to tell you that, but nobody would let me in to tell you.
I wasn't really making fun of it. I was just thinking of, the Ringling brothers. It sounds kind of familiar, but the Yingling brothers. And so I'm glad to know then. I wasn't making fun of it. I was just telling it how it is.
Yeah, simple.
So that's about all we got for you guys this week. Another great week of racing. We're coming up on Dover. Dover is a tough track tire eater. It doesn't matter if you're in the CTS or the Cup Physics. It's going to eat up some tires, but especially so in the Cup Series. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night, we will be at Dover. And Saturday night, we'll be at Talladega for race number 2 of season 41 of the
Daytona.
Saturday Night Team Series.
And I'm hoping we go green at Dover.
We appreciate all you guys tuning in out there, and we'll see you guys on the track at Dover Wednesday night.
See ya.
Thanks for having
See
us
ya,
on.
everybody.
Holla.